Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are, whenever it is. Welcome. The Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster Speed Running Tournament Finals Game 1. It's gonna be a best of 3 slug off between these two giants of the speed running community. Captain of the Dorks from the West Coast, Preucheu from France. Two giants on opposite ends of their respective bedtimes, and me right in the middle of mine. Our runners are sitting in their race room, prepared to go today. This is the first game of a best of 3. We'll just see the first game today. Our two runners, Captain of the Dorks and Preucheu, not exactly zeros to heroes, but second places to heroes. Finished second in both of their respective groups, and then fought to get here to the finals. Preucheu, our French fantastique, beat down the unbeatable German gargantuan Habkind name 2 games in a row to make it here. Captain of the Dorks was against Thunderclawed, who had to withdraw from under mysterious circumstances. I don't believe the circumstances were actually mysterious, but it's more dramatic if I say that they were. And now here they are facing off for the first time. Captain of the Dorks from Group A, Preucheu from Group B, here in the finals for Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster. Most of this tournament took place November and December of last year. A fierce competition. Both of these runners putting up great times, living in that in the illustrious halls of the sub 2-hour Final Fantasy 1 speedrun time set. That puts them safely within the top 10 of our speedrunners. And since this tournament has been running, it has been a competitive speedrunning board. Let me tell you, new times all the time. But both of these runners have very consistent sub 2-hour times. They've put up great times throughout the entire tournament. I think it's going to be pretty close. I'm not going to throw out any predictions. That's how unpredictable this game can be. Me, whose entire job it is to, predict this, can't do it. I refuse. Here we have about a minute 54-second cutscene to basically tell you that the world is terrible and all the crystals are bad, but then some psychos just show up with some crystals in hand to save the world. Where do they come from? Where do they go? Where do they come from? These crystal-toting Joes? Couldn't tell you. We're going to stop in Cornelia, the first town. We're going to buy just a couple things. A nice little stick, a nice little shirt. Just put those onto our warrior. Take all the clothes off our monk. Buy a couple thunders. We're off to the races. You'll see Preucheu do a little menuing there. He's going to turn on continuous auto battle on. Lots of things that we set up at the beginning here. First, our team competition. We've got a fighter, a monk, and 2 black mages. The standard speed running group. Essentially, the plan is for these 2 black mages to just kill everything in one hit until they can't anymore, and at that point, the monk will, get off his butt and do a little work. But until then, it's going to be kind of there. Is the menuing from Captain of the Dorks. He also turns on continuous battle. So what that will do, in the Pixel Remaster, there is an auto battle. So you can just push a button, and it will speed through the fight. And your characters will do the same thing that they were doing the last order that you gave them. So this will make fleeing and stuff easier because you'll just already be fleeing at the start. What makes it tougher because you have to make a split decision at the beginning of each fight. Do I take this fight? Do I not take this fight? That's what makes this run so dynamic, so fun to play, so fun to watch, is all of these second decisions. You see them fighting Garland here, the Knight Garland, good old Jack from Stranger of Paradise. We're hoping he just doesn't kill anyone. That's fine. That guy can die. It's okay, Captain. Just not a black mage. It's fine. Everything's fine. You prefer no one to die, obviously. We do not run any white mages. You can run a white mage for safety, but it is mostly the whole game is healed with potions and just killing things faster than they can kill you. Makes it pretty risky. A lot can go wrong in this RNG heavy game, but that is how we have decided the fastest can possibly be. There are still a few strategies. I mean, this game has been out for, I think, less than 2 years now. So we are still, discovering new things. This tournament really upped the competition. Some great little, optimizations were found. And we saw a lot of variety in runs that we saw throughout this tournament. The VODs for this tournament are going to be great. Here we have them rebuilding the bridge. It goes from Cornelia to the rest of the world. The king was holding basically the entire world for ransom. Essentially said, hey, I know that you're the warriors of light and you're here to save the entire world, but the bridge is out and Garland took my daughter and I don't want to help you until she's back. So I'll let the whole world die for my daughter, which is crazy because he definitely has another daughter you don't even talk to in this speedrun. A real shame. In this version of the game, you are forced to take the loot from Sarah, the princess that you saved. You cannot leave the room without getting the loot. In previous versions, you could leave and not get the loot, and then you're just stuck. You need it to open a door right at the end. You just carry this guitar around for the whole game and use it just right at the end. CaptoftheDorks has to res his monk, heal up, and then we walk to the notorious bridge cutscene. Nice little good time. You can't skip it. It moves kind of agonizingly slow if you're a speedrunner. Chekhov's loot, exactly. If you introduce a loot in the first act, you must play that loot to open a stone door in the 5th act. Chekhov said that. I've run this game so many times. I've done a lot of commentary here in this tournament. I've seen this game raced tons of times. I still refuse to read whatever this is saying. It's time to go and save the world. I have to assume is what it's saying. And that's the plan. So here's the strategy. Here's what we're going to be thinking about, okay? My job today, kind of give you context for all the things that these runners are going to be looking forward to. So here, we are heading to Provoca. What do we need? Level 4. Level 4 gives us 2 things. 1, the fighter can hit twice at level 4 with his little rapier, which will allow him to one-shot the pirates we're going to see. Also, level 4 is the first strong level up guaranteed for the black mages. At certain levels, there's a guaranteed strong level up, which is between 20 and 25 HP instead of the 1 that you normally get. We're going to need HP for the end of the game, just so we can live through a couple hits from Chaos. So we want to get those strong HP ups, and there's a chance, a 1 in 8 chance, of every other level giving you those strong HP ups. I'm excited to see this. Preucheu, throughout this tournament, has had terrible luck on this walk. This is pretty good. Crazy Horses, dangerous. Can basically one-shot your black mages if they hit them. Like that. Just like that. Shouldn't have said anything. I apologize to Preucheu. But right there. Preucheu, notoriously, throughout this tournament, has had terrible luck on this walk, but has always been very confident on the quick resets here. Something goes bad, he quick resets. Almost to the point where, you know, I would think, oh, I just don't have the time. But Preucheu has always put up incredible performances. I mean, he's here in the finals. At every competition, I've seen him reset here in this walk. He's confident. He knows exactly how far he can go. Meanwhile, CaptoftheDorks just facing just a ton of wolves. He gets out of that one pretty well. Wolves can be notorious. They're fast. Tough to run from. But he does get away. I think both of our runners pretty poor, pretty low in level here. Going to be kind of scraping by. Yeah, 130. Gil left. Tough. But you can see their times already set, you know, ticking over into the red bars. It's a race. That's what you got to remember. There's no full resets of this game. It's a race. All right, we'll see if they've hit the level 2 or level 4. Does appear the captain has, and Preucheu has not. Unfortunate. Very dangerous for these black mages. Yeah, see just a couple hits and they'll go down. And what you're thinking about the whole time, again, you need those levels to get that HP, to get the intellect. So any losses that you take early on, it will snowball throughout. They're just not going to be strong enough. You're playing at a razor's edge the whole game. The red mage is so there's also plenty of examples, even in this tournament, of the red mage or white mage being subbed in for one of those. Ooh, gosh, they're really beating up on that black mage. Oh man, that's bad luck. Being subbed in for one of the black mages for safety reasons. But again, this is a race. This is what they're most comfortable with. This is what most of the runs are, is this double black mage setup. We will still be using temper strategies. That is the end game. We'll put a haste and a temper on these black mages, and then we'll basically buff up the monk so that they punch so hard and so fast. So hard and so fast. That we just punch Chaos to death before he realizes that he can also haste and also punch. That's the goal. CaptoftheDorks kind of getting some really bad fights. So here, the gil and XP that you get in this run is so important. In this, I guess, not run, boat ride. Preucheu, on the other hand, strong fights that he's getting, so danger of dying, but still pretty good gil, pretty good XP. Probably feeling pretty good. I don't bet. Cam doesn't want this fight. Neither runners want this fight. These goblins worth 6 gil, 6 XP a piece. Basically just a big old waste of time. We'll stop off on Cornelia, and then we're off to Elfheim. Down in Elfheim, they've got a problem. Their prince, he's asleep. He doesn't want to wake up. We gotta get this prince to wake up. We're not sure how to do it. Luckily, there's a king of the elves who just wants to get a crown. We see Preucheu probably pushing. Was a little behind for pirates, so Preucheu to get some more gil. We need gil here. Here's what we need. 1,000 gil will get us Thundara. We need at least one mage to have Thundara before we go to Marsh Cave. Then we're gonna need 400 to 800 gil for items. We need antidotes and we need potions. A lot of things in Marsh Cave can poison you. A lot of things in Marsh Cave can crit you. And a lot of things in Marsh Cave can poison you while critting you. So you need items. Which means we need gil. You'll see CaptoftheDorks stopping off, putting Thundara on his highest HP Black Mage. And then he'll rest up, run back out to the sea, I'm going to guess, and use that Thundara to farm a little more efficiently. Thundara is our first multi-target spell. So we'll use that for a slightly more efficient farming. We don't really love this fight. Okay. The Wargolves can drop antidotes, so that's good. Again, we need that. It's money in the bank. Oh, here's a good fight. Ogres, great for... but no... Thunder's left. Ogres, great for gil and XP. But the 3 Gygus worms, yeah, can be super dangerous. See, Captain, kind of being more judicious with his Thundaras. I mean, you only have 2 at this point. He's trying to save it. Get as much gil out of it as he can. See him just hit level 8 there, I believe. Level 8, really good for him. Level 8 is when you get your 3rd Thundara spell. Just makes the walk to Marsh Cave a lot safer. He'll get that 3rd charge. And then when he rests when he goes to buy items, that'll be it. Preucheu gets his Thundara. Unfortunately, lost a lot of gil. Very expensive to resurrect people at Elfheim. The elves do not want the Warriors of Light to come back to life. Not for good hard cash. What's the lowest level you can safely dive Marsh? You can dive, at the fastest you'll get there, you'll probably get there around level 6, no matter what. And you can do it there. Dangerous, but you can do it. Typically we'll be leaving Elfheim at around level 7. Level 8's great. But in that area, it's an extremely dangerous part of the game. Most of the resets that you're going to have in this game are going to come right here. Okay, we see Cam buys a tent. Great. 5 antidotes. 6 antidotes. 13 potions. That's great. That's more than you want. You want about, at least 3 antidotes. 8 to 10 potions is like, that's dangerous, what you're living. That's living on the edge. Ooh, this is tough. This is a scary fight. These are those things that can crit you while poisoning you. Yeah. So you're already losing it. Scorpions? Terrifying. Let's see what Preucheu buys. Little less money. About half as much. Still grabs the tent. 6 potions and 2 antidotes. Man is living on the edge. I am terrified for Preucheu. There's the poison right away. On the monk. You hate to see it. Yeah, he's going to have to save. Going to probably play on resets here. because he just doesn't have any room to work with. Most of Marsh Cave we will run through. We will flee everything just for speed. And again, every fight is dangerous. Out of antidotes for Preucheu before we even enter the cave. We'll use the tent here. Interesting. Okay, we grabbed the Phoenix down for CaptoftheDorks. There's a Phoenix down, and then in this room, we will grab a cottage and a potion. Preucheu knows exactly when he's going to get the fights. He drops the save right before it. These fights, good for a little bit of XP. The Black Widow Tarantula fights. Okay, Pisco Demons here. Now, Pisco Demons are... This used to be a trap tile in other games. But here, the trap monsters are just, like, embedded in the chest. So you can only fight this once. Unfortunately, he loses a Black Mage, but it wasn't the one with the Thundaris. He still gets through it. And he's got that Phoenix down, remember. Pretty good. All things considered, pretty good. That fight can go real bad real quick if you don't get the preemptive strike. Gargoyles can be dangerous, but Preucheu gets through them pretty easy. Now CaptoftheDorks just chucking out Thundaris. Grey Oozes are a good fight to take. Good XP. But they can hit really hard. There's danger there, but they can't poison you. So that's pretty good. Yep, you'll see both of them prioritize taking these fight to get that extra XP that we need. Look at that. Okay, we'll grab the cottage. Grab the potion. Quick save. Yep, there it is. Ooh, dangerous. Dangerous. But they miss. Oh, fails to flee. Okay. Chance we got a poison? We do. On to Pisco Demons for Preucheu. Oh, big hit onto the Thundara Mage. That's a reset right there. See all of them just sitting in defense. Faster to just let them all die. We save right before the fight. We'll just load up that save right away. And be back at it. That's what can go wrong in Pisco Demon. And it can go wrong like that over and over and over. Preemptive strike. That's what we like to see. We'll throw an attack onto different Pisco Demons throughout the Thundara and just hope that we low roll the bottom one. Or high roll the bottom one. High roll. Ooh, 1 HP off. But he gets through it. Oh, I'm sorry, 3 HP off. Does resetting from a quick save allow you to continue on the encounter table? Or can you not burn off encounters in this version? You cannot burn off encounters in this version. The only way that we've discovered to avoid an encounter is if the next step you take would be an encounter. If you step onto stairs or like change floors or zones, then it will reset your encounter steps. But the encounter steps are sort of randomized. It's not like a step counter that we have. It's just between 20 and 30 steps, you'll get a fight. Here we are against the King of the Elves. Turns out, not the man we thought he was. Turns out he's King of the Dark Elves. And he's gonna put us to sleep. Ooh! Ooh, that's rough. He deaths the Tempered Monk. Really want the monk to live through here. It's fine if he doesn't. But we cannot lose any of these black mages at this point. Again, that snowballing effect that I was talking about. Ooh, the Groger fight for Preucheu. Good XP and Gil here. You love to see a Groger early. Oh, easy. Come on, Astos. Down he goes. Let's go. 2,250 XP split between two characters. The two characters that you want the early levels on. You couldn't ask for anything better, actually, for the Astos fight. You know, it was looking kind of touch and go there, but I think at the end of the day, CaptoftheDorks is going to be happy about how that went. Preucheu uses the cottage that we picked up down in the marsh cave to heal up. Cottage, full heal, all of our magic back. How this game works, our magic is sort of like the old Dungeons and Dragons style, where you have different levels of spell, and those have charges. So you're not using mana, you're using charges. And then an ether will restore 1 charge to each level of spell that you have. A tent will restore 2 to each level of spell you have. And that's what we're going to be managing throughout the rest of this run. How many spells do we have? Rest some people. Rest. Got Astos for Preucheu. Unfortunately, we got, looks like some slows, so we're not punching hard. Now, how this works, haste and slow in this game. Haste is a +1, -1 situation for this version. So you are either hasted, normal, or you are slow. There's no stacking of anything. What it does is it will, if you are hasted, it doubles the number of hits that you are throwing out. Preucheu gets everybody through his fight. Astos, nice and easy for both of these guys, honestly. You know, take some slow, but he can throw out, you know, Thundara and murder your whole team. Fyra, murder your whole team. Death 4 times and murder your whole team. Oh, fascinating. Okay, so CaptoftheDorks decided not to resurrect his fighter. Again, it's very expensive to resurrect your fighter in Elfheim, and we don't need experience on the fighter, right? How the fighter plays into this, he fights a little bit at the beginning, as is his name, and then in a little bit, this is so good, little secret trick that we do, we're gonna turn him into a rock, and he's just gonna be a rock for the rest of the game. When you are turned to stone, you can still be targeted by abilities, but you cannot be hit by abilities, and you cannot die. So he'll just be a big stone tank that can never die and never take any damage. But if he's just going to be a rock for the rest of the game, it doesn't really matter what level he is. And as long as he's dead, our other characters are getting all of his XP split between them. So since they need to get levels and he doesn't need to get levels, if he dies early, leave him dead for a little bit. Preucheu grabbing the haste. What a legend. What a legend. So here there is the 4th level spell Haste is also sold at Elfheim. CaptoftheDorks did not grab it. Prefers to grab it a little later in the run. Preucheu grabs it right now. The difference it's gonna be, first Preucheu down 2,500 gil. That's a lot of money early on. He's also only gonna have the 1 haste. CaptoftheDorks will probably pick up 2. And he will then have a little more safety for Preucheu if that second black mage dies before he gets that haste off. That's all she wrote. A pretty good chance he dies, you know. We have defeated Astos. Let's talk about what's going on in the story of the game. We've defeated Astos. For some reason, he had some old lady's eye. So we took that to her. And she was like, oh, thank you so much for this eye. Here's a 5-hour energy. And then we take this 5-hour energy and we give it to this prince who's just so sleepy. Just a sleepy little guy. And then he wakes up. This stream not sponsored by 5-hour energy. And he wakes up and he's like, oh man, thanks so much. Thanks so much for the coffee. I've decided to give you a key that will open my kingdom's treasury, also the human kingdom treasury, also the dwarven kingdom treasury, and also some rooms in a cave that we won't go to. But if we wanted to go back down into Marsh Cave, there are some rooms down there that are also locked. We loot the elves real quick, and then we sail back to Cornelia to loot the humans. Captain of the Dorks, I'm going to guess, will probably resurrect his fighter here. Another thing to think about. In this game, all positions of your characters are not created equal when it comes to being targeted by things. Any single target ability has a 50% chance of being against the first position, a 25% chance to be targeted on the second position, and then a 12.5% for both the third and fourth. So currently, his fighter is dead, the one who has the 50% chance. So now every time it rolls to that top spot, it's just going to keep re-rolling until it hits somebody else, which is not ideal. Oh, he's in the inn before resurrecting. So he might be keeping the fighter dead for a little bit longer. Interesting. Now, here, this is a very important buy. We've looted the elves. We've looted the humans. Now we throw everything on the counter, and we say, hey, what do you give me for these? And we buy up a bunch of items. We need gold needles, phoenix downs, ethers, maybe a little antidotes, and then a bunch of potions. Because we are on our way to Preucheu, the most depressing town in the world. And there's no clinic or church to resurrect. And there's no item shop. So we just bought all of the things that we're going to have for the next 30 minutes of the game. Down the Dorks had quite a lot of money. Probably feeling pretty good about all the things that he had. But he's going to keep that fighter dead. So here's two things that he can do. Here's what I like to do, and Captain has never agreed with me on this, Ryan. I keep the fighter dead. If my fighter dies, I keep the fighter dead until Sea Shrine. Pretty out there. Never. Okay. He says never he's going to do that. Must be a little ahead of us. So I'm going to guess that he will resurrect it use a Phoenix down before second floor of Earth Cave. Second floor of Earth Cave or third floor of Earth Cave. Third floor is where you start seeing the cockatrices. It will turn us to stone. Again, that's the strategy. Turn them to stone, forget about them. Problem is, when you're stone, you still get XP. So it's a little more efficient, just leave them dead. Preucheu putting a little armor on. Putting some clothes on that he just stole from the humans. Now he himself gonna rest. Buy some items. Let's check to watch what items you guys. On Captain of the Dorks. Meanwhile, in the human treasury, you found some nitro powder, some explosives, and you just gave it to a dwarf and said, here. I need to get out of this inner sea, so if you could just blow up part of the land so I can get out of here. 1 gold needle for Preucheu. Love to see it. Gonna have a few more ethers than CaptoftheDorks bought. Yeah. Definitely gotta sell one of those cottages to get some Phoenix Downs. A few more ethers. Ooh, some high potions even. Excellent, good to see. And he'll be heading off to the Dwarf Cave. Meanwhile, Captain can finally get out of this inner sea, so he's going to be sailing off to Preucheu, the land whose main export is dead people. Ooh, taking some big hits. All right, let's set up some context. Now, some things that we're talking about. HP. As we said before, HP is very important. For the end of the game, we want our monk to have over 300 HP. Hopefully 400 would be nice. But anything over 300, you're going to feel pretty good about. And then your black mages, you want to be around 250, somewhere around 250. That's sort of like our base level for the end of the game. That'll mean that they can at least survive until the second turn, unless there's a flare of the final chaos fight. But we have to be thinking about HP right now, because we're about to head to Earth Cave. And at the bottom of Earth Cave, there is the Lich Fiend, the Fiend of Earth. And he has some pretty strong magic. And that magic can hit us for like upwards of 150 damage. So we're going to want about 150 HP before we see him. Now, Earth Cave is a fun little dungeon. We'll go down. We'll fight a vampire. We'll come back up. And then we'll go down again. So, plenty of experience to gain here. A lot of fights. A lot of room to grow, personally and professionally. And we're going to see our two runners try to get to that 150. Another thing they're looking for, level 15. In Preucheu, you saw CaptoftheDorks do it, and you'll see Preucheu do it in a little bit. We buy Faraga. Both of our mages get Faraga. We need to hit level 15, because that's when we get our third charge of Faraga. And Lich is going to take 6 casts of Faraga to kill. If you're lucky. If you're lucky, it's 6 casts. If you're not lucky, it's 6 casts of Faraga and 1 Thundara. Now, you'll see our two runners. They're going to be managing their spell slots very carefully. They only have so many ethers that need to get them through 30 minutes of the game, and they need to have those 6 Faragas at the end of all of this, while not being murdered. CaptoftheDorks has entered the floor where cockatrices can happen. Now, we're just going to see if he gets them real easily. I mean, again, there are certain tables of encounters that you can get in certain locations, but it's random which encounters you get. They're random encounters. Mummies, really great to see. 300 gil a pop, 300 XP a pop. So that's a great fight to take. There's the jerk birds, the cockatrices. So they'll hit and they have a chance. Oh my gosh, as good as it can get. As good as you can have it. Just one taps them. It is not a guaranteed. In some of the games, it's a guaranteed stone touch. Not in this game. You got real lucky. So those two characters, the fighter and the monk, will be stone for most of the game. The fighter will be stone for the rest of the game. Monk will bring back around Flying Fortress time. Our third fiend will usually bring him back. Tough loss. But he's got the face downs for it. Disco Demons, still dangerous. Luckily, in this game, you can run from everything. Except for the, like, bosses and trapped chests. you can run from all the fights. In other versions, you cannot run from Pisco Demons. Ooh, big group. That's a lot of gil and XP you're looking for. It seems that both of our runners are skipping the Coral Sword. We'll see for sure which way Preucheu goes. Ilgagus, a lot of XP, but tough to take down. CaptoftheDorks going up against the vampire. Now, some people go up there and grab the Coral Sword tent and a little bit of gil, but less and less are the runners using that. Encounter tiles are not a thing in this, no. Now all encounters are tied to objects. So they are little sprites on field, like this. The vampire's a little bat. There's certain places where there's just like a guy in a robe standing there in the way, and you have to talk to them to fight them. Or the battles are attached to chests. So you cannot farm the evil eye in the ice cave in this version. It only spawns the one time. Little bad luck for Preucheu on the cockatrices. They're really trying to get both those black mages, and that is unfortunate. He's only got the 1 gold needle. Pretty good chance for the cockatrices to drop gold needles, and that's what he's got to be hoping for. He gets what he needs. He needs them to drop a gold needle, or he's going to be hurting. He gets it. What great luck. What great luck. Oh my gosh. That's great to see. I don't know if you can tell, I am a huge fan of both of these people. Both of these runners, I love to watch them. I am rooting for both of them as hard as I can. What is the gold needle drop chance? It's got to be high. It is. I'm not sure the actual drop chance. I know that the tigers, lesser tigers, have a 4% chance of dropping an X potion, and that is basically the only percent chance I know. The single experience point enemy is the Death Eye, or Dead Eye Death Eye inside the Chaos Shrine at the end. He's 1 gil, 1 XP, but he can drop an elixir. I've never seen it, but people tell me that he can do that. All right, Preucheu up against Vampire. Vampire, pretty easy fight, as long as he doesn't, hit your mages, like he did to CaptoftheDorks. Just 2 Faragas, and the man's dead. Easy. Down he goes. The Captain kind of blazing through the last of his charges, getting a little level. Again, we're looking for level 15 by the time we get back down to the bottom of Earth Cave the second time. Once we get out onto the open, onto the world map, we can use the tents and cottages that we have. I don't believe we have any cottages on CaptoftheDorks side. I think we have 1 for Preucheu. But he'll use tents. Again, they restore 2 charges to each level of spell. So he's just going to blaze through those and basically get a bunch of experience up here on the world map. Considers all these free. HP Looking pretty good for Captain of the Dorks' Black Mages. 130, 127. That's pretty good. Preucheu, that's pretty bad. You definitely need to get over 100, but he's got time. He's got plenty of time. Plenty of fights ahead. Here we are. Little Giant's Cave. Big old boy. Give him the ruby we found. Ooh, didn't like rubies anyways. More of an emerald guy myself. But the giant likes rubies, so he eats it and gets out of the way. Who did it first? The giant in Giant's Cave or Snorlax from the original Pokemon? Not sure. This is crazy. I really prefer the Final Fantasy 1 spell charge magic system. It's a delicate balance, certainly. A little tightrope walk that you're having pretty much the whole time. I've come to Earthcave. We've defeated Dracula. We've come to the Sage's Cave now. And we talk to the Sage, and he gives us a crowbar. Because behind the vampire, there's a stone slab that we cannot get through until we get this earth rod. Just a crowbar. We call it an earth rod, but it's just a crowbar that he wrote earth rod on in Sharpie. And we need to come all the way over here to get it. Didn't think we'd need a crowbar for this adventure, but whatever. And now we'll make our way back to Earthcave. Preucheu makes it out. Not too much trouble. Finally got over 100 with that second Black Mage, which love to see. Getting some good fleas as well. Ooh, little runner high five right there. Little runner high five as they pass each other. Yeah, you see, Captain of the Dorks uses the Thundaras. Probably one more tent before he goes down. Oh, he's got the cottage. Uses that cottage. Now it's a full restore on all health, all spell charges. Tent, it's 200 HP and 2 spell charges to each level. So not exactly the same, but similar. Ooh, big hits from the Minotaur. That's all right. Trying to catch their levels while they're jumping through here. So you want to hit level 15. Level 16, also great. Level 16 is when we get the first charge of our Thundaga spell. Ooh, Lesser Tigers. We're watching Preucheu with Lesser Tigers. 4% chance to drop an X potion. That's a full heal. Come on. He gets it. He gets it. The mad lad, he gets it. Oh, that's so good. %, chance 3 times. That's 12%. It's been a long time since I took statistics, but I'm pretty sure that's 12%. He gets it. That's wonderful to see. So, X potion fully heals you. That's going to be really necessary for the chaos fight, because here's what we're going to do. Remember, we were looking for 300 to 400 HP for the chaos fight. That's because we're going to get some Giants tonics. Those Giants tonics are going to push us as close as we can get to the HP maximum of 999, and then we need those full heals to actually heal us to that max limit. That way, Chaos can't just one-shot us. So there are certain X potions and elixirs that we will grab on the run, but every one that you can skip, you know, going out of your way to grab, that's time in the bank, and time is money, so money in the bank. Now you can do it with 2. You can beat the final boss with 2. So he could just skip over the Dragon Isles entirely, which is where we usually get our X potions and our elixirs. Could skip over those entirely, or he could just stop at 1 to get his 3rd. Because there's 1 guaranteed in Chaos Shrine. Nobody wants to fight. The birds don't want to fight Captain. I get it. I get it. I wouldn't either. The man controls the power of lightning. Oh, more lesser tigers for Preucheu. 4% chance. 4% chance? Ah. Once is enough. Once is enough. Let's not get crazy. CaptoftheDorks pried open the stone slab, so feeling good. He's going to be working his way onto floor 4 of Earth Caves. We got this floor, pretty long one, pretty easy to get lost, but dangerous fights as well. But again, we can wipe out every fight with 1 spell charge. Well, almost every fight with 1 spell charge. This one's just a Faraga. He's got it. He does. And then there's a 5th floor where Lich is waiting for us. Ooh, the Faraga low rolls. I believe the Thunder has hit. Yes, Thunder. Or, I'm sorry. CaptoftheDorks has hit his level thresholds, 15 and 16. Pretty easy when you have just them getting those Astos experience points. Very easy. So he's ready for Lich. His health's pretty low, but hopefully that means he's hit more intellect buffs. Pretty unlikely that he's got enough. When you hit 30 intellect, you start doing 50% more damage with your spells, which can make Lich be a 3-turn fight instead of a 4-turn fight. Let's watch it. Lich has a lot of elemental spells, but he also has sleep, hold. He can auto attack. We're hoping for those. You know, we're hoping for hold spells or punches on the stone guys. That's what we're hoping for. No whammies, no whammies. Okay, slow. That's totally fine. Who cares about slow on a mage who's not going to do anything? There's no like turn order. You're not slower to take action. You just punch less. This guy's not punching. He's throwing fire. He hasn't hit the 30 intellect, so he's going to have to get this 3rd thing and then 1 Thundara. Sleep Rust's fine. You just need 1 guy awake. He gets it. Just like that, baby. Ooh. Just like that. On a great pace. What you can think about is Lich plus an hour. That's probably going to be around your final time. The magic number levels-wise to dive Temple of Fiends. To go in, really, you only need, like, level 23 for Sea Shrine to get your 3rd Thundaga spell. That doesn't really matter what levels you're at. You'll hit Chaos between levels 26 and 30. You can go all the way to 32, but usually around 30. 30 is the last consistent strong HP level increase for your monk. So it's good to hit that one. Just if you're not quite to the 300, 350, 400 HP that you're looking for. But other than that, it's all time, probably like 28, level 28. Is when you want to be fighting chaos at the end. CaptoftheDorks doesn't even stop into Provoca. All they have is dead people there. Who cares? We're gonna get out of there. We're gonna head to, you know, Canoe Town. What I call it. It's called Mystic Lake. Crescent Lake. We got to get a canoe from a bunch of old men in the woods. Let's focus in, Preucheu, on this Lich fight. Health, rough. Rough. Any elemental spell that Lich throws out will kill his second mage, which is tough. But remember, Lich didn't throw any at CaptoftheDorks. We start up the Faragas. He has not hit the 30 intellect. Hold. We love to see it. We love to see it. That's a free turn. That's not free. Oh, he lives. Oh, he low rolls it. He low rolls the Thundara. Okay. Hold. Stay strong. Okay, this is kind of a free turn. Okay, we switch to the Thundara. This guy's still Faragas. There's a Thundara. Get the Thundara. Get the Thundara. Let's go. Excellent. Lich can be a real wall that you can just slam right into. Oh, great to see. Great to see. This is competition. Meanwhile, back at CaptoftheDorks, here's what we're thinking about. We need to rest up and buy a bunch of items to go to Ice Cave, but we need to keep 26,000 gil when we're buying our items because we need to buy 2 Thundagas. You cannot beat this game without the Thundagas, and they cost 13,000 a pop. How much money do we have, Captain? He took a lot of fights, so he should be pretty good. Oh, he's got plenty. He sells the gold needle like a mad lad. He'll still see a couple Occatrices, but not too much. Max is out on the HPs. Or on the potions. Buys his ethers. We're good to go. A couple Phoenix Downs in there as well. Ice Cave can be real dangerous. Again, he didn't stop in Provoca, so he didn't buy any of the silver armlets, which are basically a defensive item for the mage. Makes this a lot safer. So he's gonna talk to these old creepy men standing in a circle in the woods that no one tells you about. I want to be very clear. Spent like 3 hours looking for this canoe when I played the game the first time. But there's the canoe so that we can go on, you know, rivers and stuff. Those rivers, all of the river encounter tables are the same in this game. So doesn't matter which river you're on, you can fight pretty dangerous stuff no matter where you are. So this walk from here to Ice Cave, very dangerous. We'll see some of CaptoftheDorks' only quick saves in this whole thing. So you can go real bad or real quick. Little runner high five there. Should get some Buccaneers. You'll love to see it. Not as valuable as they are early game, but every little bit of gil helps. CaptoftheDorks trying to force a fight here, get as much of the river. Again, you're sort of stacking up steps up until your encounter. So he wants to force a fight here on the slightly easier ocean, well, much easier ocean tiles before going on to the much more dangerous river tiles. Try and get as far in here with as few fights as we can get. Hydras, ambush. Look at that. Look at that. It goes real bad real fast, doesn't it? Naga isn't going to kill. Couldn't possibly kill the Hydras. There's a wipe. I believe the first reset of CaptoftheDorks, so he'll have to reset his configuration. He does it right there. He knows how this. He knows this song and dance. For sure, a little less money, but still pretty good. Pretty good setup going into Ice Cave. Unfortunately, he set up the continuous auto battle, and it was it also resets when you die. It also resets the last order. There's no new order, so they just automatically attack. If you just auto battle with no orders, they just punch things with their sticks. But he makes it through, no problem. Throws out a couple ethers. We only have the one Thundaga at this point. We don't. Okay. Preucheu catching up. Working his way. Only about 2.5 minutes behind for Lich. And on a, 2-hour run, it's not that much. Especially when a lot of things can go wrong. Neochu, good fight. Neochu with that N. There's also Ochus. The Neochu gives a little more XP. And it's great because it's the only thing on the river that's not resistant to fire, so you can use Faraga, save your Thundaga charges. Finally, one shot in Pisco Demons. Feels good. Feels good. You're in Ice Cave. Ice Cave, things go very wrong. If you run into white dragons, they can Ice Storm twice, and that will kill you. If you run into dark wizards, they can cast Aga spells and kill you. If you run into a large group of wolves, they can Ice Storm and kill you. There are also Mind Flayers in here with Death Touch. Is there ever a situation where you petrify your others? I would say I can't think of any reason why you would. You need the 2 black mages because they're going to be killing everything and just farming XP and everything like that. And it's just more efficient to have 2 of them throwing out the spells in case, one of them gets murdered by a bunch of specters or runs out of spell charges. Just good to have a little backup. You can also do what we call split decisioning, where one of your mages is casting a spell and the other one is fleeing. And then it's just whichever turn comes up first. You can't turn order. There's no guaranteed turn order in this game. So we can kind of live in this world of like, well, I can either run from this fight or I can kill everything. And it doesn't really matter to me, which I do, just as long as it happens quickly. Preucheu loses a guy. We got the Phoenix Downs. Down to 1 Phoenix Down. That's very dangerous. Preucheu living on the knife's edge. It's got to be so stressful. And we fall into this hole for Captain of the Dorks. We jump into a hole, and then we fight this. This fight is always the same. It's a guaranteed fight. It used to be a trap tile, but now it's just some guy standing in our way. It's always the same fight. Do you ever petrify the white mages? Not typically, because I have not run the white mage, but I would imagine that the reason you run the white mage is so that you don't use potions. You just heal with the white mage. So you'd want them to be unpetrified. Perhaps. Here's the Dark Wizards. No Aga spells. Ooh, there's a big one. No second Aga spell? Easy. Love to see it. Again, everything here is dangerous, but there's no, like, level or HP goal that we're looking for like we were for Earth Cave, or like we are for Sea Shrine. Sea Shrine we'll do essentially after this. We need to be level 23 by the end of Sea Shrine, but that's easy to do. There's tons of experience in Sea Shrine. There's that dangerous white dragon for Preucheu. A single Thundaga kills them, but 2 ice storms kill us. Aha! He tries to bite a rock. What an idiot. What a fool. Oh, Captain of the Dorks gonna lose one of his mages, but that single Thundaga does it. He's got a few more Phoenix Downs. He's got 2 left. In a slightly safer position than Preucheu is. So it's White Dragons again. No Ice Storms, though. Easy. It's free real estate. And Preucheu jumps in the hole. Captain of the Dorks jumps in a different hole. Preucheu, the guaranteed fight. And Captain of the Dorks Also guaranteed fight. Here's that evil eye that people like to farm in the other versions, but he's attached to the leva stone. You're only gonna fight him once. Evil eye, essentially just a joke. All the eye bosses, just jokes. Easy fights. We grab the leva stone that make our airship go burr. So we're gonna have to find it. Jump in a hole. This guaranteed fight has respawned because we've left the floor and come back. So we can do we can farm this one, but you'd have to leave the floor and come back over and over again. It's not great. All right, for sure. Grabbing the gill, grabbing the ice shield sells for a lot. Love to see an ice shield. We're looking. What we're hurting for now, money. We need cold hard gill right now. They're a wonderful fairy who lives in Gaia has been kidnapped and put into a bottle, and we need to save that fairy, but it's going to cost us 40,000 gil to save her. So we need gil for that. We need it to get a Blizzaga. We need to get all the items that we need for the rest of the game. So that's what we're hurting. That's the balance here at the end. It's, you know, I need levels, I need gil, but I also need to go fast. I'm in a race. So which fights do you take? Which fights do you not take? Here's the split decision from CaptoftheDorks. You see, flee for Raga. Are we doing that? Unfortunate Preucheu loses a black mage there. You can't kill the Ice Gagus with one Faraga. You need a second spell. Manages it. Get out of the Ice Cave. Ice Cave's one of the worst places. Looks like Preucheu... Oh, he does still have the Phoenix down. Okay, perfect. Still a little dangerous here for CaptoftheDorks. Fortunately, you're basically guaranteed to hit 30 intellect. You're guaranteed to hit 30 intellect by level 20. Looks like maybe CaptoftheDorks is not level 20 yet on his first black mage, or maybe I see, you should hit it by 20. Yes, you're guaranteed it by 20. Because you start at 20 intellect, and you get a point in intellect every even level. So he hit literally 0. Every level there's a 1 in 8 chance to also get a point in intellect, and he hit none of those. So really had to go to quick reset from Preucheu. Probably ran out of Phoenix Downs. This river can still be dangerous. We go down to this desert for CaptoftheDorks, and there is our airship. Up. Up. The only time in the entire game that it can land on sand. It's a little debate there. Preucheu closing in behind, even with that reset, just closing in behind. Because you see here, CaptoftheDorks has to stop off in Elfheim, run all the way across the city to get his hastes. Does he buy 2? Should. He does. Like a coward. Like a coward. Let your only black mage with haste die. Spend a dozen Phoenix Downs in the chaos fight trying to get a haste off. Like a brave person would do. Okay, he stops in the Dragon Isles. These chests are all full of gil. Again, we need gil. And except for the one on the left there. It's got an X potion. Gonna need that. We'll see if he stops off at the second Dragon Isle. It's good to do so. Yes, he's gonna go for the 3 full heals here. So this has an elixir in this room. Oh, there it is. Perfect. Grab a cottage, 1,000 gil right there. Every little bit helps. Not running a charity case here. We're running a race. A couple worms, not a great fight to take, honestly. They're pretty useless enemies. Well, they're all right, actually. The Wyvern version has only 50 XP. Worms are all right. That's against it. Preucheu gets his airship. Now, he doesn't need to stop in Elfheim. And he doesn't really need to stop in the Dragon Isles. We'll see what he does. Okay, he's going to stop for one of them. A smart choice. It's dangerous to go with 2. And when you're running... I think if he's running for personal best, or, you know, competition for world record, I think you don't stop here if you're Preucheu. But if you're in a competition, you're in a race, you're both going to probably run into chaos at about the same time. And then it's just who can beat chaos first. And you want that extra safety. He only takes the 1, okay? He doesn't grab that elixir, so he's only got the 1. But he has that X potion from the Lesser Tigers, remember that. So they're both going to be entering the Waterfall Cave. Here in the Waterfall Cave, usually you only walk one way. It's the only, like, 1-floor dungeon that we have. We have to come here for the hover cube, the warp cube. Not hover cube, warp cube. Like this, used to be a trap tile. And then we're gonna just quick clear this. Loot all these chests. Talk to this golem who will give us his warp cube and then immediately die. There he goes. Bye-bye, golem. And then we'll loot all this. We'll grab the wizard staff, the defender, and a ribbon. Green dragon's great for XP. Love to see it. It's going to take 2 Thundagas. It'll take 1 Blizzaga, but we don't have it yet. We've grabbed a ribbon. We'll want to equip that. He hasn't yet, so my bet is that he will accidentally sell it for 1 gil. You need the ribbon. The ribbon, what it does, it gives you immunity to most status effects. Not all, but most status effects. And it also increases, it gives you resistance to all elements, except for earth and water and wind, I guess. So when you are wearing the ribbon, you take half damage from all elemental spells, except for Tsunami and Cyclone from Chaos, as well as Flare. So those will still, you know, do a ton of damage. But everything else is going to do half damage, which you love to see. It also gives a little bit of absorption, not much. Absorption just reduces damage, it's like armor. Making his way out of Waterfall Cave, he'll head to the hidden merchant in the desert to buy that kidnapped bottled fairy. Preucheu heals up a bit for the trap tile fight. Again, not trap tile, but just a guy in a robe. That's actually 3 mummies and 6 birds. Over. Little hidden tile here. Merchant caravan. He heals up for the fight with the caravan. Oh, nope. He equips the ribbon. Good, good, good. Good to see. Now he'll sell the stuff that he found. The wizard staff, the defender, the ice shield. He'll buy 3 giant's tonics and looks like 3 speed drinks as well. Speed drinks. So giant's tonic. Both of these drinks, in the fight that you use them, give you benefits. For giant's tonic, it'll give you 200 HP, total max HP, for the rest of the fight that you use it in. And that stacks. And then the speed tonic gives you an additional attack for each one that you use. Now, if you use haste, then that's 2 extra attacks, right? Because haste doubles the amount of attacks you get. And again, at the end of this game, we're going to want to punch so hard and so fast. As many times as we can. So we'll have a few... Oh, he buys the ruby armlets. Interesting. Now, often you buy protect rings there, but he goes for the ruby armlets instead. Goes for the extra armor. Makes sense, though. He has lots of gil. And he didn't buy the silver armlets from Preucheu. It's a bunch of Phoenix Downs, a bunch of HP pots. He's probably going to need to shop one more time to get some more Phoenix Downs. If nobody dies, he's at a good point for Phoenix Downs, but you basically guarantee in the Temple of Fiends, the Chaos Temple in the past, you basically, both of your mages will die in every fight against the Fiends. He's got 23 Phoenix Downs. I mean, it's technically possible. Dangerous. But Preucheu's been, you know, running this whole thing on a wing and a prayer, so it is possible. Preucheu got tons of money. He'll probably get everything that he needs from this one buy. We dodge the guy who's just in the way, and then we talk to this nice lady. Oh wait, she's a ghost? Oh no? What? She's a ghost of a mermaid who's also a girl? All right, fine. Preucheu releasing the bottled fairy. Goes back to her little lake in Gaia here. And then you go and talk to her, and she gives you Oxyale so you can breathe underwater. Important for what CaptoftheDorks just did. Why both of our Blizzagas here? You can live with no Blizzagos or one Blizzaga. No Blizzaga is ridiculous. Insane to do. Yeah. See, Preucheu, you see buying 3 protect rings. Typical. Typical. Gives you immunity to, like, death-aspected abilities. Oh. Hurting for money a little more than I expected. So he'll probably double back after Sea Shrine. Not a big back for buying. Pretty easy. Now, Sea Shrine's an interesting dungeon, because we go into Sea Shrine, we go down, basically, there's a right side and a left side. Right now, CaptoftheDorks is going down the right side to get to where all the mermaids are. We'll go down the right, we'll come back up, then we'll go down the left. Up in here, grab the diamond armlet. The best armor that you can get in the game. Armor, at least. And then you'll pop in here. Boom! A promo code for Rosetta Stone. It's always nice to learn a new language while you're, you know, doing a speedrunning competition. Why not Lufenian? Lufenish? Lufenese. The language of the Lufenian people. Preucheu doesn't dodge the guy. He says, no, 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 no. I'm walking here. Preucheu pushes the guy aside. Hey, I'm walking years. And heads down to Sea Shrine. Neck and neck. Here in Sea Shrine, pretty much everything dies to a Thundaga or a Blizzaga. The only exceptions are white sharks, which will take 2 spells, usually thunder, to kill. And then these water nagas will not die to 1 spell. It'll take 2. And then water elementals will take definitely a Blizzaga, but will not die to a Thundaga. Oh, and Deep Eyes. But Deep Eyes are lovingly called XP Pinatas. They're huge XP, so great to take those fights. Usually we like to avoid the white sharks. They give good XP, but since they take 2 spells, we want to get through these fights fast. Not usually worth it. Deep Eyes, 3,591 gil and XP. Insane. And gil, less important now. We're probably gonna make one more stop for items, but we'll have plenty of gil to top up on everything, just sort of naturally. Preucheu grabs the Rosetta Stone, makes his way back down the right side, head over to the left side. Luckily, since everything basically dies to a Thundaga, you can just let it ride. Sea Shrine. Enemies can hit you pretty hard, but it's unlikely. Pretty easy dungeon, especially for how much XP it gives you. And Preucheu. Or not just Thundaras. Easy to save spell charges if you're fighting white sharks. Because a Thundaga's not going to kill it in one shot anyways. Might as well just double Thundara. Guarantee the hit, and then you save your Thundagas for, you know, groups like what CaptoftheDorks is seeing right now, which can just be wiped out by 1. CaptoftheDorks heads in to this trapped chest. Recognize this fight. This fight's the same as the one before the Warp Cube. We'll clear this real quick. And inside this chest, we will find the Giant's Glove. Very important for the strategy. Giant's Glove. Giant's Glove is going to give you... it's going to let you cast Saber. In the NES version, Saber does nothing. It has no effect. They forgot to add an effect. But in this one, we have the... it gives 16 attack and 10 accuracy for each charge of it. Accuracy increases the amount of punches you do. It is out of, not by 10, but it is out of a scale of 255. So a percentage of 255. It is expressed in a percentage in this game. So your accuracy, we have 255, and at that max, most characters do 8 max attacks. Monks hit twice, so they get to 16. as their maximum. And if they're hasted, they do double that again, so 32. That's the highest number of punches that they can do in this game with a maxed out accuracy and haste. But Saber, we're gonna build up our accuracy quite a lot for Chaos, so we can punch him a lot, while also increasing our attack. It's the best item in the game. You need it very much. He also grabbed his second ribbon. For his Black Mage, because we still just a Black Mage show here. Kraken, one of the easiest fights in the game. You basically just set up your mages to cast Thundaga. 6 Thundagas kills him. And then you just, I don't know, make yourself some coffee, do a little dance. Sometimes I do a bathroom break here. Just let it ride, He has 2 abilities. He can cast Ink, or he can punch you with all 8 of his tentacles. And if he punches your Black Mage will die. That's true. But what are the chances of that? What are the chances that he punches a 12.5% each? Those are the chances. And then he's got to actually use it. He might just ink the whole time. We don't care about ink. They both have ribbons, and those ribbons are stain-proof. Thank you very much. And also, even if he could cast ink and blind us, you don't need to see to shoot lightning. Honestly, it'd be better if you were wearing sunglasses. There he goes. That's calamari, baby. Cracking down. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And there's Sea Shrine for Captain of the Dorks. Make Crystal go bling bling. Head to the portal. Oh, zing zing. Preucheu right behind. 2 more fights for Preucheu. This one more, and then Kraken. Captain of the Dorks stops back. Sells off his potions. Doesn't need those anymore. Also sells his clothes. Not worth a lot, but hey, just it's extra weight. Doesn't need those. Where we're going, we don't need clothes. You know what I'm saying? We've got ruby armlets. And he maxes out on his ethers, his high potions, buys way too many Phoenix Downs, but what else are you going to spend your money on? Nothing. That's the answer. Nothing else to buy. All right, Kraken for Preucheu. Double Thundagas, let it ride. An ink. Free turn. Just take this moment to stretch, think about stuff. Oh, he didn't equip his second ribbon, so he does get the ink off, but again, just better. Good not to stare directly into lightning. And there's Calamari. Captain of the Dorks comes Provoca. Find this man, hang out in a graveyard, who's just like really good at teaching languages. What a great tutor we have. He reads a rock for a second, learns an entire language, and decides to teach you it. Yeah, okay. Just taught you how to conjugate verbs. Okay. There's the masculine, feminine endings for nouns. Perfect. We've got it. Mastered. I mean, you really just need to learn how to say wind chime, please, but whatever. Preucheu makes his final buy. And we'll head to Provoker himself. Now here's where the run could divide. I don't think that it will. I'm pretty sure they both run the same route. You could go ahead and go to Mount Gulag now. Usually the second fiend that you fight instead of Sea Shrine is at Mount Gulag. But we push Merilith to a little later in the run, also known as Carrie in the other versions. It's Merilith in this one, the Fiend of Fire. Usually we would fight her before even Ice Cave, as soon as we get the canoe. We push her a little back. Not really important. the fighter. She just needs to die at some point. Preucheu gets the fun little... You always get pushed into this corner for the learning the language. So you could go to Mount Gulag now, or you can go to Flying Fortress. It looks like Captain of the Dorks, he grabs the wind chime from the Lufenians, so he can enter the Mirage Tower, which will be how we get to Tiamat, the Fiend of Wind. See if Preucheu goes. Preucheu going the same way. All right. Very few of our runners do the Marilith first. But there's no real significant difference in the route. It's just sort of like what level you're at, and like you can also decide to do Marilith without your monk. We'll do Marilith with our monk because we need the monk for Tiamat fight. But technically, you can beat Marilith with just blasting Blizzagas. Takes just as long as the monk fight, but it's more dangerous. Because the monk fight, you just need the monk to live. The double black mage, you need both black mages to live. You know? And Marilith can stab. Marilith's got a bunch of arms with a bunch of swords. And she knows how to use them. Captain of the Dorks making the climb of the Mirage Tower. At the top of the Mirage Tower, there's a little teleporter. Send us to the Flying Fortress, where the Lufenians used to live until a giant dragon moved into the neighborhood. It all, you know, all went to the dragons, as they say. You know how people say that. You know, when the neighborhood goes to the dragons. Not a common saying, I'll admit. I've heard it before. Rob up here, good to have the Blizzaga. Blizzaga, great for dragons. And we're about to meet a dragon. Couple Blizzagas, take them out. There's a couple Thundagas could also do it, but... Desert Beretta is very scary for Preucheu. Here's that blue dragon for Captain of the Dorks. He does go with the Blizzagas. Easy, 2 Blizzagas kills this dragon. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And like, they can cast lightning, which can be pretty dangerous, but not too big a deal. And here we are in the Flying Fortress. Ooh, Preucheu seeing a slightly early blue dragon. It is a random encounter you can get here. Now, Flying Fortress, there's a lot of good things here, including the adamantite that you need to make Excalibur, but we do not use Excalibur for this run, so we're going to not care about that. The only thing we care about is the ribbon in this room right here for Captain of the Dorks. The 3rd ribbon of the game. We're going to need that for our monk. We don't need a ribbon for the fighter because he's a rock. I don't know if you noticed, he's a rock. And he's going to stay that way. Now we do a little bit of, work there. We switch the ruby armlet onto the black mage. We bring back our monk who has terrible HP. Oh, but his black mages have the same HP. You don't see that too often. Meanwhile, Preucheu looking great with his HPs. Needs a little more for the end game on one of his mages, but I mean, obviously, like way ahead of Captain of the Dorks in terms of HP. Yeah, see his monk at 358 HP. That's what you need for the end of the game. So that one's fine. Needs a little more on his second one. But from here, from his second black mage. But here it's all gravy for him, right? It's all gravy for the rest of this. Little maze floor for Captain of the Dorks made a lot easier by the fact that there's a mini-map for the whole game. So A great addition that the Pixel remasters had was the mini map that shows you all the secret paths and also, you know, where everything is. All right, there we go. Warmech floor. On this floor, Warmech can appear. CaptoftheDorks will probably die if he does. Very unlikely to see Warmech. But it's possible. Oh, he tanks an extra fight, but no Warmech. Not today. We've only seen one, I believe, in the entire competition, and that was for the hype race at the very beginning. What unfortunate soul got that one? All right, Tiamat, an extremely dangerous fight. CaptoftheDorks, as I said, just pitiful health. And Tiamat has a lot of AoE spells. We need to get the haste, the temper, and the giant's glove off, okay? This is the strategy for the rest of the game. Ooh, it's okay, we lived. You haste and temper with your black mages. Again, you only need the one haste because it doesn't stack. So then the black mages will just, looks like high potion to try and heal up. Oop, down we go. Meanwhile, the monk will use the giant's glove to cast Saber on himself. And you'll build up your attack and your speed, and then you will punch very hard. That's the strategy. But you gotta live long enough to get to the punching. That's kind of the rub. I see that he also kind of switched around his like party structure in the order. That's again because that last position has only a 12.5% chance of being targeted, whereas the second position has a 25% chance. And again, okay, you need that monk to live so that he can punch things. He's the most important character. You don't care if that black mage lives. Okay, you got another haste. Ooh, good turn. He tries to bite the rock, which is great. Okay, he's just gonna keep spamming high potion, hopefully to keep him alive. He needs another punch. That does it. Excellent. Oh, scraping through. But Preucheu right behind him in the same fight. Throwing the haste, throwing the temper. Gonna switch to high potions, I'm gonna guess. Oh, he's just from... No, he double tempers. Oh, no, he doesn't get the high potion. Ooh. But he loses the mage before he gets it. And keeps sabering, because he doesn't get a lot of tempers in this. Unfortunate. That's going to kill him. Yep. Tiamat can be a real pain. This is another wall. Lich is a big wall. Tiamat's a big wall. And then Chaos is a big wall. And I hear CaptoftheDorks going to set up his fleas. Basically just going to sprint to the end at this point. He's got to beat Merilith still. But nothing in Mount Gulug is worth fighting. So we don't need to fight anything. We just flee through the whole dungeon. So we get to Merilith. Okay, looking a lot better for Preucheu. He's got the temper, he's got the giant's gloves, he's got the haste. Full health on his monk. Gonna start punching. Tiamat is not vulnerable to instant death. No, well, I'm not sure. We don't have any instant death. Poison gas tough. But it's all right. We got him. Now, CaptoftheDorks. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I missed his floor. So Mount Gulug, the floor is literally lava in a lot of this place. When you're standing on lava, you take damage, but you cannot get random encounters. As you can see, CaptoftheDorks kind of farming steps here. You can't get random encounters, but your step counter is still increasing. So the next time you step onto dry land, you will get a encounter. But if you remember, at the very beginning of this race, I mentioned that the way the step counter works is the only reset to encounters is if you switch floors when your next step would be an encounter. So you kind of farm a little bit of damage and some steps right before you go onto the stairs, and you can get further onto the next floor. You can guarantee that the stairs will reset your step counter without an encounter. Little trick we use. This is kind of like the only place we can really utilize it. And here comes Merilith. Easy fight. We do it just the same way. Haste, Temper, Giant Skull. Preucheu does the floor. He does it perfect. Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. With perfect diagonal walking, which you cannot do in the NES version, with perfect diagonal walking, you can get through that second floor without any encounters. I've never done it, but it's a thing of beauty to watch. Oh, gosh. I missed it for Captain of the Dorks, if you got it or not. We'll have to watch the VOD. That floor also guaranteed no fights, because it's all lava. Here, we're going to fight right here. Boom. One shot Merilith. Incredible. Preucheu also farms the steps. I get him through to this next patch. There's a fight. Excellent. And that's all 4 fiends defeated for Captain of the Dorks. Time to go to the past. Back to where it all began, and then back a little more to Chaos Shrine for Captain of the Dorks. Preucheu, my actual hero. Again, while you are stepping on these lava tiles, you are taking damage. And lesser runners would heal at some point during that run. Not Preucheu. Not Preucheu. If he dies, he dies. We'll heal when we get to Merilith. As he does. We show all our crystals to this big crystal ball. And then Captain of the Dorks heads to the past. Ooh. Down goes one of those black mages. Now, there's a lot of interesting fights. You can pretty much find everything here in the Chaos of Christmas Past. And Captain of the Dorks is going to need to take some more fights because he does need a little more HP on everything. So he'll want to take more fights. But there's a lot of adaptation that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to know all the fights and what kills all the fights. I mean, at this point, both of our runners are so experienced, I probably don't even think about it anymore. But they will need to take some more fights here. Preucheu doesn't really need to take any fights. He's got the health he needs. Unfortunately, we get a Null Blaze for Captain of the Dorks, and then he just chucks Faragas into it. That's too bad. And Preucheu enters the Chaos Shrine. Now, a little fun fact. All the bats here in Chaos Shrine are actually Lufenian warriors who were just turned into bats by Chaos. You can now talk to them now that you speak Lufenian. They just, like, squeak earlier in the game, but now that you speak Lufenian, you can talk to them. Couple Faragas kills this Death Eye. 1 kill, 1 XP, but maybe an elixir? Nope. Never seen it drop. I still don't believe that it does. People keep telling me it does. I don't believe it. Now, Captain of the Dorks is going to play that funky music. Play that funky music, speedrunner. Lay down the boogie. Play that funky music until that big stone slab moves aside and there's a ladder. We can go there. There you go. You remember an hour and 40 minutes ago when we got that loot? That's when we use it. We used it right there. That was what it was all for. No other use for that instrument. I guess maybe a little jingle plays when you use the cottage. Maybe you play the lute, you know, around the campfire when you're using a cottage. Anyway, here's Wonderwall. A little Death Eye action for Preucheu. Preucheu, as a runner, likes to juggle around his monk's position, right? Because we're back to this situation where the monk isn't doing much until the boss fights. So might as well just have him tank stuff so that the black mages who are doing stuff will not get punched in the face. That's the philosophy there. Or as CaptoftheDorks doesn't really take the time, you know, it's not that big a deal. Probably nothing's gonna get one shot. Just kind of leaves everything the way it is. More levels for CaptoftheDorks. Chimera Rios, you want Blizzaga. Blizzaga kills them. They're resistant to fire. Purple Worm, a lot of XP. Takes 2 Blizzagas, though. Here on this floor, CaptoftheDorks probably flee from everything. Not a lot of fights that you want here. Nope. Guess whatever. Make me a liar. I said it and he heard me. Oh, he knows it. Medusa, 1,200 XP a pop, and he does need that XP. He's not quite to 200 yet. Okay, not quite to 300 yet for his monk either. What level are we looking at? Tough to see on my screen. A bunch of white dragons for Preucheu. Probably, hopefully not a bunch of ice storms. Luckily, we have ribbons on everybody, so we're taking half damage from these ice storms. Luckily. Do one more fight before Lich 2. Preucheu just sprinting. Just sprinting after him. 28 on the... Okay, so the monk only has 1 more guaranteed HP up. Very unfortunate. He will, if he pushes to level 30, he will guarantee 300 HP. But that's like the low level of what you're looking at. I mean, it's really painful, the levels that we're looking at here. And those black mages aren't going to hit any more guaranteed level ups until level 35. So, ooh, that's a spicy flare. At least it's quick. Hey, and now here we are, our 2 runners in the same fight. Oh, and another flare for Captain. Oh, make it quick. Oh, Lich, make it quick, please. Preucheu gets all of his buffs off. You do Giant's Glove, Temper, Haste. Giant's Glove, Temper, Temper. And then you can start punching. And it'll take 2 punches. He gets it. Gosh. It's just, sometimes it feels unfair. Sometimes it feels unfair. Luckily, CaptoftheDorks fight going a little better. He's going to take 1 more punch. Easy. Unfortunate turn order to get those tempers you don't need, but... Oh, no, same turn, never mind. So, down goes Lich. Whew. Lich also watching the race. Wanted to make things a little more tense. Want to make things more dramatic. Give Preucheu his first lead of the game. And Captain still needs those fights. Still looking to hit 30. Let's move from this. Preucheu onto Merilith 2. Merilith 2, remember, still got a lot of swords. If she hits you, you die. Faraga, no big deal. Just gotta avoid getting stabbed a bunch of times right in that third slot, you know? I hate getting stabbed a bunch in my third slot. Okay, a death spell on a rock. What a nerd. What an absolute idiot. Oh, also we're resistant to death, so doesn't really matter. Wow, she just keeps casting death, huh? And down she goes for Preucheu. We're gonna need some punches here from CaptoftheDorks. Probably switch to a high potion. Nope, defend. Hits. Hopefully. Nice. Another death cast onto a rock. What a bunch of dumb snakes. Bye, Merilith. It's been fun. Thanks so much for coming out. Okay. 29 for CaptoftheDorks' monk. So one more level. Did he get the strong HP up? He did not get a strong HP up from level 29, so he'll hit just barely over 30. Or just barely over 300 when he hits level 30. 6,000 gil. This is the Sea Shrine floor. There's lots of really good fights here. We're hoping for lots of deep eyes. Lots of water elementals. Water elementals will give us a lot of XP as well. Meanwhile, Preucheu pushing right through. He doesn't need XP, doesn't need anything. He's just going to go straight to fighting Kraken 2. There's those water elementals you're looking for. Kraken 2 still just as easy. He learns Thundara, or Thundaga, but you know, you're resistant to magic. It's just so unlikely that he'll kill you unless he punches you with all 8 of his tentacles. Which he could, but unlikely. Boom. Boom. Down he goes. And CaptoftheDorks starts the fight. Just do not punch that 4th slot. If there's anything worse than getting stabbed in your 3rd slot, it's getting punched in your 4th slot. A single fight on the floor for Preucheu, and then on to Tiamat 2. Tiamat 2, pretty dangerous. Not as dangerous. You're stronger now, so not as dangerous as Tiamat 1, but it can still be a problem. But not if he tries to bite a rock. Stay. First hit 4. And CaptoftheDorks takes down the Kraken 2. That's a wrap on Kraken. Can we get a round of applause, everybody, for Kraken? Good work today, Kraken. Good work today. Thank you so much for your participation. Ooh, big Thundara to do 56 damage. Not bad. Now, the other problem with Kraken 2, or Tiamat 2, is he takes 3 rounds of punches to kill. So, more potential to get snapped up by all those heads. I mean, 6 heads. You'd think at least one of them would bite you. But just keeps chomping on that rock. And down he goes. Bye, Tiamat. And for Captain, hello, Tiamat. Ace Temper, Giant's Glove, Thunderbolt. Ow. Unfortunate. I mean, we were already in bite range. Bite range the whole time. One more fight for Preucheu. He decides to Blizzard Flee. Just as fast as we can get through this fight, please. We end up getting the Blizzaga. Nice little temper. Nice little temper. Nice little Giant's Glove. Preucheu gonna heal up Get everything ready. Get everything in its position. And here it is. The Chaos fight. The casino boss. Ooh. Unfortunate for Captain of the Dorks. He'll have to run it back for Tiamat. Now, it's still anybody's game. Chaos is a real pain. Okay? Now, we could get this in 1 turn. We could get this in 10 turns. What we're going to need to do, Giant's Tonics. Give us that extra 200 HP. We'll go 3 Giant's Tonics in the first turn. Okay, we're going to do 2 because he just punched for 400 damage to kill that guy. So sad to miss him. We get the haste off. That's great. At this point, we'd love this guy to get an X potion off. Or an elixir. Unfortunate. See? He just punched, and then he flared. Well, at least Chaos made it quick. We need to get the Giant's Tonics off. That's going to push our Monk's HP to the max. And then we use an X potion to heal him to that max health. And then we're just going to dump Giant's Gloves onto him. Really, the goal is to get your attack up by about 100. And then as many punches as you can get. So it'll be about 7... You want about 7 temper or 7 uses of Giant's Glove. As many tempers and speed drinks as you can get out. But you need the Giant's Tonics. Oh, a baby flare from the Death Knights. Ooh, okay. Chaos makes it quick again. Almost no time to say anything. Oh, another baby flare for Captain. No way. What's with all these flares? Flares all over the place. Was it the 4th of July in America? There's fireworks going off all over the screen. Captain says, not again. Whenever I fight here, I'm just going to kill it. And now, we're both on Chaos. Anybody's race. You need the Giant's Tonics. You need the X Potion. You need the haste. And then, your Black Mages can die. Nobody cares about them anymore. Anything else they get, that's just gravy. Ooh. Yeah, Cyclone right off the top. Not gonna... Ribbon doesn't help with that. Speed drink, elixir. Oh, he punches the rock. That's great luck. Kind of a greedy turn from Preucheu. Ooh, a quick punch. Ooh, Tsunami. Tsunami also not resisted by the ribbon, so that's going to take out those 2 Black Mages, but now we're just going to stack these Giant's Gloves. He's got the health that he needs. A big flare is going to take him down to kill range. He's going to need to heal himself. Luckily, he got that X potion from the Lesser Tiger. Luckily, we're just throwing high potions. Ooh! Doesn't get it in time. Big flare takes out the Black Mage for Captain of the Dorks. Captain of the Dorks still alive. He's stacking the Giant's Gloves. Punch onto the rock. Blizzaga, we don't care about that. That doesn't do anything. He's in within kill range of being punched. So he's going to stop, throw an elixir. Cyclone brings him down real low, but we like that turn order. Then he gets the elixir, goes back up to 915. Go back to stacking those Giant's Gloves. Haste, you do not like to see. Remember, that doubles the punches. Chaos already punches for 400 damage. He can punch you for more than the maximum amount of health you could possibly get. He decides to do that to a rock. We just need him to not punch. Okay, the punches come out. 700. Oh! Oh, he does it. He was doing good damage, too. He was doing great damage. Okay, for sure. Back into it. He's got... He got the elixir off. He got everything set up. Speed drinks and tempers. He's getting a lot out of his Black Mages this run. Okay, down they go. That's fine. Oh, Slowra, you hate to see. Slowra undoes all that work from the haste. So he can only have a maximum number of 16 punches now. So he's going to probably want to Giant's Gloves a few more times to get his attack up to make up for the difference. But there's only so much you can do. It's really unfortunate. Oh, and then a punch takes him out. Okay, see, this is why we call him the casino boss. Meanwhile, back to Captain of the Dorks. He's got the speed drink. He's got the haste. He's got the health. Throwing in some temper with some speed drinks. Remember those speed drinks adding 2 punches. Oh, no. But Chaos hastes. We just need him to not punch. We need him to not punch the monk. Luckily, he's got those 2 other targets. He punches one of them. That's a target down. Okay, Earthquake. We're resistant to Earthquake. That's lovely. 4,000. Chaos has 20,000 health. So he's done 40,000. 4,000. Another, so that's, oh, big punch, 7,500. 1150? Or 11,500. Oh, and a double punch. No, he was halfway there. Oh, he was halfway there. You just defend, die as quickly as possible. Speed drink, elixir, haste. All of it gets off for Preucheu. He's set up. Black mages can die now. Speed drink here. Okay. Chaos heals himself. We've done no damage to him, so who cares about that? Kiraja all you like. You know what? Kiraja yourself for the next, like, 7 turns. Chaos. Or punch a rock. Both great options. Hey, cast an Earthquake. Wow, Preucheu getting lots of time with these mages. Temper's not as good as Saber. Ooh, down they go with the Flare. Temper's not as good as Flare, or as good as Saber. So Temper only gives 14 attack. Doesn't give any accuracy. But, you know, it's better than nothing. We're trying to punch a guy to death. 38, that's good damage. That's good damage. That's less good. Ooh, there's the haste. Oh, the Flare takes you into range. Okay. Quick death from the tsunami. Captain of the Dorks. We're fine. We're fine. He doesn't punch. Oh, Preucheu might do it. Preucheu might do it. Is that about 10k? Okay, about 12. Ooh, there's the Flare back into death range. Just no punch, no whammy, no whammy. There it is! Let's go! The tightest race you've ever seen. The drama, the thrills. Oh. A quick death for Captain of the Dorks. That's what you want. Preucheu goes 1 up in this best of 3. From just a slog of a run. Absolutely brutal. Spent half of the game with like one Phoenix down and a prayer. A lot of late resets for Preucheu, but gets the better RNG with the HPs. It's way better RNG for Lich, for one. Here we are. We get the haste, we get the high potion. Or the X potion. Okay, getting some free turns out of these black mages for Captain of the Dorks. Down goes one of them. That's fine. That's fine. That's what they're there for. That's what, hey, this is what they're there for. They're there to get hit and die. Because if they're dying, Captain's Monk is not dying. Lazar, who cares? 87 damage. Get out of here with that. And he starts punching Tsunami. Okay, 5k. That's good. Okay, plays it safe with the elixir here. I love that. Because he's into death range there. Perfect. Back to punching. Ooh, big hit. Kiraja undoes all his work. Doesn't fully heal him, but it, you know, basically does at this point. Now he has that third elixir. He uses it. Slow roll onto the rock. We love to see that. That's perfect. That's excellent. When you see slower at the top, you always panic. But he uses it the rock. It's fine. We're so close. Araga, who cares? Who cares? You're dead. You're dead. There it is. Captain of the Dorks. And it goes to complete silence. GG to both of our runners. Incredible. Incredible from both of them. So close. 2.5 minutes off. That is so tight. Razor thin. It all came down to chaos. And the roulette wheel spun. And it came up Preucheu today. That's how it goes sometimes. What a great run from both of our runners today. Now, this is just round 1. Captain, welcome in. Welcome in, Captain.
Hello.
How you feeling? How you feeling, big guy?
Oh, man, that was just so silly to run.
It was pretty brutal. A lot of crazy things going on throughout.
Yeah.
Pretty rough early, I believe.
Oh, it was rough the whole time. I mean, our start was super late. I think we only got super lucky with our Lich time. Going into Lich, we were over leveled with that warrior death, but
right.
I mean, even with those levels, we didn't get any good HP. Like the last of the fight, we got a bunch of bad fights. One mage kept dying over and over again, or I guess they traded off, but still, it's just cool.
Yeah, about as bad a health rolls as you could possibly get in this whole run for you.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate. And then Lich 2 decided to just keep flaring you. Don't know what that was about.
Yeah, that was rough. Tiamat 2 was super rough with the HP we had. We kind of just had to get lucky there. I'm glad he didn't, or she didn't hold us out that long. Man, but yeah, GG Preucheu. I thought I had it for a sec, but we just got punched in the face.
Yeah, you were ahead for most of the run, about 3 minutes ahead at Lich, and then, kind of kept that pace throughout the rest of the race until basically Chaos Shrine, when you had to start taking a few more fights than Preucheu did. Preucheu definitely getting more HP, didn't need to take as many fights. Could definitely just flee through a lot more of the stuff that you had to take.
Oh, definitely. I imagine so. We were, I think we went into Temple of Fiends with what, like 177 on our mages? It was disgusting.
But you did a good race. It made it competitive, obviously, because you were ahead for most of it. It was a close, lots of drama. It's going to be a great VOD to watch back on. Any thoughts, any adaptations you're thinking about? A lot of it's RNG, but anything you're really thinking about, ironing out before you face Preucheu again for round 2?
No, I pretty much have my tournament route I want to run, keeping it a little bit safe. We would have gone for haste early on, because I've been running that a lot lately, but we just didn't have the gil. And just going back for it later on would have been a little bit extra time lost. Might as well just take extra items. So we were just set on items the entire game, so I wasn't super worried about the deaths, but they just definitely cost us because we had the menu very often. But
yeah,
no,
definitely you had way more items. Preucheu had like 1 Phoenix down and was just living off of resets in Ice Cave.
Yeah, I definitely got there at, I think it was Earth Cave. I had 1 left, and so I was just trying to, I saved a lot more often in there because I wanted to preserve that one just in case. But didn't have to reset for that. Jeez,
yeah, you played with the dead fighter until Earth Cave, right?
No, we revived in Melmond. I think, yeah, Melmond. Yeah. So we were already level like 13 by then.
Right.
Was feeling pretty good about that, so we could, do a really quick vampire run, take all the fights we wanted. I don't think you really need to do later than that. I mean, you can, but I just, in a tournament style, with that warrior can tank so much more, like for 1 damage compared to the monk who just takes it on the nose. Yeah.
Really true. I'm realizing now that I think this entire race I kept calling Melman Provoca.
You did. Yeah, and I wanted to stream a few times.
So sorry about that.
But yeah, I mean, I was hoping to take this first one. Preucheu was just a really tough competitor. I think in the tournament, Preucheu was just very consistent with those low times. I think this might actually be his slowest time in the tournament so far. I'm not exactly sure.
I think
But,
you might be right.
I knew I had to take this one, so I'm not looking forward to the other two. It's just definitely going to be an uphill battle where I have to win 2 in a row. So we'll see.
Back against the wall, any loss, Preucheu will take the whole thing. I mean, how do you work under pressure? How do you feel about under pressure?
I mean, any loss, yeah, it's not as bad as I imagine Preucheu having to go up against Hob twice, like double sudden death. This one, it was a fair fight going in. We're 0-0 starting out, so it's just, he won the first one. So I mean, it's fair. I just have my back against the wall, but it's better odds than the double sudden death to get out of the second place group fight that Preucheu had to go through. So.
Very true. Well, I wish you the best of luck in your second one. I hope that you win so that we get a third one. I love watching these competitions. But congratulations to Preucheu. I'll try not to root too much harder for Captain than I will root for you, Preucheu. But thank you so much, both of you. A great race, great competition, and I cannot wait until the next one. I note that movie's not for me. Perfect. Captain, anything else you want to share to chat before we head out?
No, I just hope. I know there's a few people we had to. It's a little unfortunate. I'm on the west coast of the United States, but she's in France, I believe. I'm not sure, but definitely in Central European time. So it's kind of hard to find a time during the week. So hope we can find a better time next time, and hopefully you can commentate. Thank you for signing up last minute. Really appreciate it.
It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. I love commentating these. Preucheu, well, congratulations, Preucheu, once again. Thank you, everybody who tuned in to this pretty late night race. Hello to all the VOD viewers. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much to SpeedGaming for hosting us and just being a great co-workers to work with on all of this. Be sure you follow the runners, CaptoftheDorks and Preucheu. You can also follow me here on Twitch. And check out our Discord as well for the Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 2 Pixel Remasters. A lot of great runners. And we'll see you next time, everybody. Thanks so much, everyone. Take care.